Hey guys, and welcome to the Ultra Quest Devlog series. So, a friend and I have been tinkering with the game in Unity in our spare time, and we thought it would be fun to document some of our progress. Now, this will probably be a bi-weekly thing, around 5 to 10 minutes a pop. So there will hopefully be a new devlog video every other week, unless of course there's either a lot or a lack of stuff to show you. So in this first episode we'll be looking at what the game Ultra Quest actually is and what we've been working on up until this point. So I originally started Ultra Quest back in 2017 just to have something to do in my spare time, and I would usually work on it for a few weeks and then take a few months break, so needless to say progress on that project was very slow at the time. And a few months ago I felt like continuing, and I managed to bring a friend on to help me with the project as I finished with school. Think of it as a casual counterpart to Path of Exile or Diablo. The idea is that it's a low-poly multiplayer action RPG for basically all platforms like PC, console, Switch and mobile. For now though, we deemed ourselves inexperienced and unprepared for multiplayer, seeing as we tried a bit but we didn't really succeed that much. So for now we're focusing on the single-player aspects of the game, but we are building it with multiplayer in mind further down the road. Whilst none of us are experts, my friend is much better at coding than I am, and I'm a lot better at designing and 3D modeling than he is. So we're a great team, but this has meant that he's been primarily focusing on rewriting a lot of my already existing but a little bit janky code. Recently though, we've been focused on level design and systems for a starting zone called Vinewood Forest, and revamping the inventory system to actually work for multiplayer as well. Previously we'd been working in a development area basically only meant for testing, like dropping armor and having a single monster for combat. So that was essentially a glorified dress-up game with a combat element. But seeing as we would like to have a vertical slice early next year, we thought we would move ahead and actually start level designing an actual starting zone. So far, the starting area consists of a camp, a house, a waterfall, some large trees, a bridge and a cave. These are all meant for questing further down the road, but seeing as we don't have a questing system yet, that isn't quite relevant yet. Whilst my friend has been working on revamping the inventory system and revamping some of the movement script, first for a multiplayer and then revamping it back to single player, I've been making armor sets, primarily this for the Void King, who is an important figure in the story, and some monsters for the starting area, including some animations both for the monsters and for the player. Originally, the game was only going to be mouse-based, so that wherever you clicked, you'd move over there. But seeing as my friend didn't really like that idea all too much, we are now considering a setting, or we have made a setting, where the camera can work as in Diablo, where it's point and click to move, or more as in World of Warcraft and other MMORPGs, where you can basically move with the W, A, S, and D, and then use the mouse to adjust the camera and where you're looking. This will be used both on the PC and the console/mobile versions. So let's talk a bit about the story, or where we're thinking about going with the story, because right now we've only laid the foundations, but that's what we've been building the starting area around. So this is the camp, and this is where the player starts. In the story, the player was one of many great heroes who fell fighting an evil tyrant villain, the Void King, over a century ago. Facing defeat, the Void King cursed the heroes fighting him, banishing their souls to the void. In a valiant act of heroism, one of the heroes, a mighty wizard, sacrificed himself in an attempt to save the heroes. This resulted in the heroes' souls being flung through oblivion, searching for a new vessel in the form of a body. The player is that vessel. Due to the Void King's curse, however, all memory of the battle is lost. All this young adventurer knows is that all of his life he's had the urge to do good and help people, which is also why he finds himself in Vinewood Forest. The call of destiny will lead him on a path to rediscover who he was in his previous life. Now, in terms of gameplay, this will mean that as you level up, you will gain remembrance points as well as talent points. And these remembrance points will allow you to define what kind of hero you used to be, and ultimately, what kind of hero you will be. So hopefully this video has provided some sort of insight as to where we are in development. It's still really early on, and this series is only really to document our progress, so further down the road we'll be able to look back and think, wow, imagine having this skeleton here who was only able to look over your shoulder while you were in your inventory screen. It's crazy how far we've come. So if you have any questions or requests regarding the game or the project, let me know. But it's something we're working on in our spare time, so it is taking quite a while, but it's a lot of fun to do. So we'll probably just keep at it in the background, if nothing else. So ideas and requests, just throw them my way. Let me know. I'll see what I can do. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and like the video if you liked it, and there will probably be another one of these videos in about 2 weeks. Thanks for watching. See ya.